Hi, I am Maria. I'm 38, a student, a caregiver, and co-founder. Growing up as a chronically ill fighter in the NICU and hospital wards, my world was often the size of a bed. But inside that bed, I had everything. Books were my first escape. Before I could even fully grasp the words, my birth father would read to me the To Kill a Mockingbird. He showed me that when the physical world is unfair, stories provide the sanctuary where you can finally breathe. My love for reading isn't standard, it is a survival. Being nearly deaf and neurodivergent with ADHD, so I consume stories in every way possible. My mom jokes that if I could, I would eat books as a meal. Not just physical books, but digital and audio through my Bluetooth hearing aids. This multi-mode approach allows me to escape the sterile white walls of hospitals and travel to France, the Tudor era, our shadowed demon realm. Stories weren't just hobbies, they were my oxygen. Eventually, reading wasn't enough. I needed to build worlds I was visiting, even as a teen caregiver. I started finding my voice through writing. I realized that humanity in action wasn't just in the books I read, it was in the way I would engineer my own narratives. I fell in love with the craft long before I knew it would be a career. Writing became my oak, a foundation of strength when my health felt like ash. My love for writing is a sensory. Because I have a degree in culinary arts, I didn't just describe a scene, I seasoned it. My grandmother taught me that even the simple loaf of bread is a seasonal symphony. I took that lesson from the kitchen to the keyboard. If I can make a reader smell the rosemary or feel the heat of the stove, I've achieved them, anchored them in my world. This is the heart of my brand, the sensory storyteller. For a long time, the dream of publishing felt like a locked door. Then just before the world shut down for the COVID pandemic, I found Sarah Cannon and the Heartbreathings community. It was a turning point. For the first time, I saw someone who didn't just talk about the how of writing, but the heart of it. I found a community that connected with my passion for writing and gave me a seat at the table, not just a window. Sarah Cannon helped me realize that self-publishing isn't just a backup plan, it can be a viable professional opportunity. She showed me that how to turn the cluttered mess of idea into a substantial business. Being neurodivergent with ADHD, the typical path felt impossible. But the indie world, that's the terrain I could map. It gave me the permission to be the architect of my own publishing house with my best friend, Ashton Oak Press. My involvement into writing was fueled by my interest in psychology. I'm currently a creative writing major at SNHU, but I'm minoring in psychology to build what I call the psychology fortitude into my work. I use the clinical science of human behavior to engineer characters that result with authenticity. Because I've lived through trauma and chronic illness, I can write the internal architecture of a soul that refuses to break. My grandpa, a soldier, taught me a system called OODA, loop. Observe, orient, decide, and act. I can apply this to my writing every day. When I hit a pothole or a health flare-up, I don't freeze. I can orientate the facts and act. This is a tactical mindset. It is how I manage an 8-week term at SNHU while co-founding a media network. I treat every chapter like a mission and every book like a field I'm prepping for harvest. Being diabetic, epileptic, and ADHD means my writing process is often full of static. But Heartbreathing community taught me that static doesn't mean I have to stop the story. I simply use the information fortitude, achieving and index my research like a soldier so that my brain fog doesn't win. I'm proving that you can be a professional creator even when your body is a battlefield. My obstacles are actually my creative fertilizer. Today I use my love for writing to tell the unfiltered truth, whether I'm documenting the caregiving crisis in our home or teaching advanced craft. I am doing it with the same love I had for Harper Lee as a child. I'm a former caregiver who now is an adult co-founder. I'm using every story I ever loved to build a doorway for my family to walk through. Because I spent my life escaping into so many worlds, I've developed the total genre fluidity. I don't stay in one box. Ash and Oak Press reflects that. From historical drama to sensory culinary story. Survival requires me to be a chameleon. Now the business reflects that strength. We aren't just selling books, we're selling engineering empathy that comes from a life lived in ash. I am 38 years old. I started as a sick kid with a book, and now I'm co-founder with a mission. Sarah Camden showed me the door. SNHU gave me the tools. My family gave me the heart. Ash and Oak is mine and my best friend's rebirth. My mom worked so hard so we could eat. Now I'm writing so she can finally cook in a home that is safe and accessible. The escape is over. The building has begun. Join the journey.